Hey everyone, welcome back to the Paste Studios. We are now live with Elliott Whitmore. Will, thanks for being here.
Thanks for letting me come here. It's a nice day to be here.
Yeah, it is, man. Thanks. The weather just warmed up a little bit. This is completely comfortable right now for the 1 or 2 days of the year that it's nice.
I dig it. I'm comfortable anywhere. Hot or cold, I'm comfortable anywhere.
Well, dude, thanks for doing this on show day. I know you got to hustle out of here and get over to Music Hall of Williamsburg for the show tonight. And so the album Killanova came out last month on Bloodshot Records. So you're going to do 2 songs off of that one and 1 song from a previous album. Can you tell us what you're going to do first?
Yeah, I'll start with, this is a Bad Religion cover, and it's called Don't Pray on Me.
All right.
A grizzly scene on my electron beam told a story about human rights. So all the king's horses and all the king's men had a riot for 2 days and nights. The city exploded, but the gates wouldn't open, so the company asked them to quit. Now everybody's equal, just don't measure it. Hanson did it to Hester, and Mark David did it to John, and maybe Jack did it to Marilyn, but he did it to South Vietnam. For beauty and glory, for money, love, and country, now everybody's doing it. Don't do that to me. A bitter debate and a feminine fate lie in tandem like 2 precious babes. While the former gets warmer, it's the latter that matters, except on the nation's airwaves. While custodians of public opinion stood back after vainly discussing her rights. Lay hands off her body, it's not your fucking life. Stop Jesus Christ from turning every hungry stone into bread. And I don't remember hearing how Moses reacted when the innocent firstborn sons lay dead. I guess God was a lot more demonstrative back when he flamboyantly parted the sea. Now everybody's praying, don't pray on me. Said everybody's praying, don't pray on me.
Thanks, man. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's by a band called Bad Religion out of California. And I grew up listening to those guys for a long time. Yeah, I would read about them in like Thrasher magazine and saw their little symbol with the cross with the Ghostbusters symbol through it, you know. Anyway, yeah, I like that band a lot. I wanted to put my spin on it and make it. It always sounded like a folk song to me, so that's my spin on it.
And so that's the vibe of the entire record, right? Of Killanova is all. Was there a through line, and how are these songs related to each other? Is it just stuff you love, or did you find that there was a theme to why you chose the covers that you chose for this album?
There was some that sort of fit into a theme, that song to me rings with a poignancy with today's political climate that was unforeseen to me even a few years ago. I mean, that song kind of like hits a chord with me right now for a particular reason. And there's a song called Fear of Trains that kicks off the album that has that same feeling to me. And so there is that, but A lot of them are just songs I've been playing live for years that I wanted to give them a place to be, and so this record seemed like a good chance to do that. And it's like making a mixtape, or making a playlist nowadays. It's sort of something I wanted to curate a little list of songs that I love, artists that I love, for people to enjoy.
Is that so? What's coming up next? Are you going to do another one off of Killanova, or are you going to dive back deeper into the archive?
We'll do another one off this new record, and this is an old song written by a guy named Jimmy Driftwood, and this goes back to the old country influences. I mean, yeah, grew up listening to my folks' country records pretty exclusively, and until I got to a certain age and discovered other bands like Captain Beefheart and Bill Withers and
all those names you mentioned, by the way, there are all on the wall behind you, man. All that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is a treasure trove of music here. I mean, there's tapes going way back for the people watching or listening or whatever. Like, there's a lot of history here. It's really quite humbling. It's a lot of great musical history. I'm glad to be included. My little drop in the ocean of music. I'm really glad to be included in that. And so,
well, and that's very literally what's happening too. So I mean, this performance you're adding to this whole archive by 3 songs. I mean, it goes into the same collection that all these tapes go into. So
it's humbling and it's really an honor. And so, thanks for letting me do this. So this next song, written by a guy named Jimmy Driftwood. I heard it off an old record that my grandpa passed down to me of Ozark Mountain songs, and it's called "Run, Johnny, Run." Johnny had a moonshine still in the bottom of the holler at the foot of the hill. He woke up about break of day, thought he heard his grandpa say, "Run, Johnny, run, the feds will get you. Better get away, better get away." He went up to the top of the hill and he saw them feds around his still. They busted the barrel and the boiler too, started drinking his homemade brew. He said, "Hey there, that's my property. You got no right, so leave it be. An honest living's hard to make when a revenue man is on the take. Run, Johnny, run, the feds will get you. Better get away, better get away. Better get away, better get away." Well, the feds caught Johnny making a run and they took him up to Washington. They put him to work for the government, making moonshine for the president. Run, Johnny, run, the feds will get you. Better get away, better get away. Well, Johnny got rich at the government stills and ran off to his home in the hills. And now the feds are on his tracks. He still owes $1 on the whiskey tax. Run, Johnny, run, the feds will get you. Better get away, better get away. Better get away, better get away. Thank you guys.
I just checked it out. I was wrong about there being a Jimmy Driftwood tape in here, but there's a Ramblin' Jack Elliott tape in this room doing "Run, Johnny, Run" in 1963 at this club called the Ash Grove out in Los Angeles. Which
really?
I know you're in a big hurry, but if you've got any time offline after we wrap, I'd love to play it for you. There's some cool stuff in here, man. And that was amazing. That sounded great.
Oh, thank you. That's really great. Ramblin' Jack Elliott's, he's one of my favorites. I thought So my middle name is Elliott. That's my grandma's maiden name. So the Elliotts go back in my family. So I thought surely we were kin somehow, Ramblin' Jack Elliott. Well, turns out that's not his real name. I mean, obviously the rambling part isn't, but Jack Elliott, not his real name.
Right.
I can't think of what it is, but hell, I thought we were kin somehow or something, but maybe we are in another way. I don't know.
So what do you do when people got to see you tonight at Music Hall, tomorrow at Asbury Lanes, and you've got dates announced through the end of the year. I know you're rapping at Woolies in Des Moines on December 15th. What does the live arrangement look like? You playing full band, or you playing solo, or how have you been traveling?
So I've been traveling as I normally do, with just me, myself, and I on stage. And a lot of years ago, I'd sometimes maybe have a little accompaniment or something, but pretty much it's always just me. And it just makes it easier that way. And I mean, that's kind of what I've always done. It's kind of what I'm used to. And so, yeah, it's just me on stage. And so these songs that have like full band arrangements, you know, you can imagine them being stripped down to just me. And yeah, I tried not to slather too much arrangements on my records and stuff, but once in a while it's fun to get somebody in there to help fill out the sound on a record. I feel like they'll be gone, or I'll be gone, and they'll still be around, you know, and the songs will be around after I'm dead. So, you know, sometimes they need a little something on the record, but live, it's just me.
Well, it sounds great from where I'm sitting. Thanks for coming and doing these here in the studio, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, of course. So can you tell us a little bit about the third one you're going to do?
Yeah, so I just, on the spur of the moment, I'm going to do, this song's called Don't Need It, and it's off a record called Field Songs, and from 2011, I think. And yeah.
Dude at baling hay on the front of it?
Yeah, that was a photograph taken, I think, in the 1940s of two guys baling hay the old-fashioned way, and I had that as the record cover because I love that they're just smiling and working. They're clearly working very hard, but they're just, one of them has turned to the camera and he's just smiling. And I thought, you know, whatever work you're doing, just try to do it well, you know. And so those two old timers in that photo, I kind of took to. And used it as the cover of that record, yeah, Field Songs. And so this one's called Don't Need It. Hand me that hammer, hand me that saw. Don't hand me down that walking cane. I don't need it at all. I don't need it at all. Oh, not at all. I'm gonna build me a hole. I'm gonna build it with my hands. Gonna keep the rain off my head. Gonna keep the mosquitoes from getting fed. I don't need them at all. Oh, not at all. Don't need them at all. Oh, not at all. Don't need it at all. Not at all. Well, the river, she's a giver, and the river she takes away. I'm gonna row my boat to the other shore. I won't think about my troubles anymore. I don't need them at all. Oh, not at all. Well, I should have been a steamboat man, push it on down to Louisiana. But here I am, working in the field. If the heat don't get you, the sunburn will. I don't need it at all. Oh, not at all. Don't need it at all, not at all. Don't need it at all, not at all. Don't need it at all, not at all. Thank you, guys.
Man, thank you so much for coming by. William Elliott Whitmore, we appreciate it very much. It sounds great. You got a gig to get to right now, so have a great show at Music Hall of Williamsburg tonight. Have a great show at Asbury Lanes tomorrow night, and all the dates are up at your website and your Facebook, etc. And travel safe and enjoy all of them. Best of luck on Killanova, which is out right now on Bloodshot. And dude, thanks again for coming by and doing this.
Thanks for letting me. Appreciate you guys.